Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamiti Namne. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I would like to thank Viraj Krishna Prabhu for giving me this opportunity to glorify Lord Chaitanya on the most auspicious day of Gaur Purnima. I consider myself fortunate that I've been given this opportunity, but I also consider myself unfortunate that I won't be able to hear the meditations, the reflections, and the realizations of Viraj Prabhu. So that's my position. But nonetheless, today is a very wonderful day, and outside it's raining, but inside it's raining mercy. Our shower inside here is much better than what's happening outside. So usually this is our Bhagavatam time, Srimad Bhagavatam time, and as we know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a person Bhagavatam. He is, of course, the exemplar person Bhagavat. Say Krishna, say Gaura, say Jagannath. So it's described that one who is Krishna is the same person as Lord Gauranga, Lord Gaur Hari, Lord Gaur Sundar. And the same person is Lord Jagannath. Say Krishna, say Gaur, say Jagannath. So we also saw that in the Adi Leela, the description of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance is given by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami very, very nicely. That how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appears. I'll just read that verse to you in English, because Sanskrit is anyway. Let me see. Radha Krishna Pranaya Vikritir Ladini Shakti Rasmad Ekatmana Api Bhuvi Pura Deha Bhedam Gatautau Chaitanyakyam Prakatam Aduna Tadvayam Chaikyam Aptam Radha Bhava Dyuti Suvilitam Naumi Krishna Swarupam. Naumi Krishna Swarupam. So I bow down to someone who is identical with Shri Krishna. The loving affairs of Sri Radha Krishna are transcendental manifestations of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency. So when Radha and Krishna are having their pastimes, they are coming under the purview of the Lord's internal pleasure-giving potency, the Hladini Shakti. Although Radha and Krishna are one in their identity, previously they separated themselves. So Radha and Krishna have separated themselves, but now what's happening? Now these two transcendental identities have again united in the form of Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna, Nahi Anya. Krishnadas Kaviraj says, I bow down to him who has manifested himself with the sentiment and complexion of Srimati Radharani, although he is Krishna himself. So we see out of the four things which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us in that famous verse, Aradhyo Bhagwan Rajesh Tanaya, one of them is Ramya Kachidupasana Vrajvadhu Vargenaya Kalpita. So we have to follow the Brajvasis, the damsels of Vrindavan, Srimati Radharani. And Mahaprabhu is coming in that mood of Srimati Radharani. Of course, now you might ask me that all this while we have been talking that Krishna is a supreme person, right? So Krishna, we call him supreme personality. Of course, there are many persons, including all of us, but Krishna is the supreme. Nityo Nityanam Chaitanas Chaitananam. Prabhupada says that there are many candles in a room, and one candle original is lit, which is lighting the other candles, and that originally lit candle is Krishna. So Krishna is Adi, and he is of course Anadi. So Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. But as devotees also says, Acharyas also say, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is supreme personality of Krishna. You might think Sakira is giving me something concocted, but no, this is not concocted. What is the name of Krishna? What is the name of Lord Ram? Ram is called Maryada Purushottam. So Ram is known for his severity on himself, is known for his sobriety, is known for following all the principles of dharma, Ekapatni Vrata. He sacrificed his own prime time of ruling the kingdom just to be an ideal son. So Ram is Maryada Purushottam. Krishna, because of his Leelas, he is called Leela Purushottam. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wonderfully is called Prema Purushottam or Audarya Purushottam. So, of course, Prabhupada, in his all the tikas and the commentaries, it definitely says that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. But Lord Chaitanya is more merciful. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, there's a very nice verse. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is, going to take a bath in the river, and King Pratapruddra is there. He has constructed, many residences for the devotees. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has also nominated, special servants to make sure that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's every need is taken care of. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to the river to take a bath, King Pratapruddra has actually instructed his followers, his people, that wherever Mahaprabhu takes a bath, now Mahaprabhu is going to stay in Jagannath Puri for a long time, right? But King Pratapruddra says, wherever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes a bath, you erect a column there so that everyone understands that this is also a very special Leela Sthali. So that is where even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes bath once, that becomes a Leela Sthali. So imagine he stayed there for 18 years in Jagannath Puri. So how many Leela Sthalis would be there, and how many columns would King Pratapruddra would have constructed? So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is leaving, King Pratapruddra and all the residents of the palaces are lining up to see him take his darshan. And very nice verse the king sings. Emana kripalu nahi suni tribhuvane Krishna prema hayayandra dur darshane. Says Emana kripalu. There's no one, nahi, there's no one in this whole tribhuvana, this entire three worlds, there's no one as merciful as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Why? Because he gives Krishna prema just by giving us a darshan even from a distance. So now, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? He is a personality who has the form of the love of Godhead. He is the condensed form of love of Godhead. When we go to take darshan in the temple, Shri Shri Gaura Nitaya very mercifully there, chanting and dancing joyfully, we should understand that even a glance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to give us love of Godhead. Now, when will this love of Godhead happen? It might be very soon, very quick, maybe one lifetime, maybe a few lifetimes. But if you understand in the eternity, a few lifetimes really doesn't matter. And that we also see from the pastimes of Mukundatta. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chastised him and told him, I will not see him for 80 million lifetimes or something like that, a big number. And Mukundatta started dancing. He says, at least after that time he'll see me. And these 80 million lifetimes will pass like a moment, waiting for Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So for us also, when we understand that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the personality who is so merciful, I also, when I came to ISKCON, I read, and Prabhupada was saying in one of the classes, that anyone, please note this very carefully, anyone who even comes once to the temple of Gaura Nitai, they are very special people. They are very special people. So we cannot, judge anyone. We cannot say, this devotee is like that. That person who came here, he was acting weirdly, or doing this or doing that. No, anyone who even comes to the temple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is a very special personality. When we are at the temple, not only we are taking darshan, as we have heard before, even Mahaprabhu is glancing at us. So, Prabodhananda Saraswati says that if Lord Chaitanya glances on someone, even for a moment, that person becomes a confidential devotee of the Lord. Now just imagine the power of this statement. We go to the temple and we just come out as if nothing has happened. But if we understand that if Mahaprabhu glances at us even momentarily, we can become the confidential devotee of the Lord. Of course, it might take some time, but it will happen very quickly. And who else to show as an example of how to take the darshan of the Lord than Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself? So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he goes, we heard in the previous classes that when he goes to take darshan of Lord Jagannath, he doesn't go like us, scrambling, pushing everyone else and just going in the front to take darshan of Lord Jagannath. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in a very, very deen mood, in a very humble mood, he goes and stands next to the Garuda Stamba. Why? Because he knows that Garuda is a confidential devotee of the Lord. And if I stand next to Garuda, maybe there's a chance that Jagannath will look at me. So when we go to take darshan, if we stand next to Prabhupada, of course we go in the front and take darshan, but we cannot assume or we cannot expect that Lord Chaitanya will give me mercy because I am someone. So yes, this is the personality of Lord Chaitanya. His attribute of mercy, his audarya is the most astounding, the most attractive, and the most astonishing. We see Krishna's beauty is most astonishing. As we heard previously in the 9th canto, Krishna says that 4 things he can attract us by. His affectionate smiles, his very pleasing beauty, beautiful face, his astonishing beauty, his affectionate smiles, his instructions, and his uncommon pastimes with the devotees. So Krishna's beauty is astonishing. Lord Ramchandra's severity, sobriety, and his fairness are astounding. We meditate on Lord Narasimhadev, his fierceness is astonishing. But when we meditate on Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda, their mercy is, their audarya is the most astounding feature of this incarnation. We hear from devotees that when Prabhupada used to sing this bhajan, Parama Karuna Pahudui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra. He went into trance in Mayapur and tears were flowing out of Srila Prabhupada's eyes as if the liquid is flowing out of syringe or a pichkari of holy. The other point is when Mahaprabhu comes, he actually contradicts a lot of his statements in Bhagavad Gita. Now, when we start studying Bhagavad Gita, we are told that every statement of Bhagavad Gita is correct, is accurate, is time proven, is going to be true in all time, place, and circumstances. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he comes and he proves everything wrong. Why? Krishna says, Ye thamam prapadyante tam tatheva bhajamiham. However you surrender to me, I will reward you accordingly. That's justice, right? Whatever whatever you sow, you reap. Every action is equal and opposite reaction. Mahaprabhu says, no. Mercy is superior to justice. Mercy is superior to justice. For us to come to Krishna, we require some qualification. Justice might require some qualification. You have to go to the court. You have to file some petitions and all that. Whereas mercy requires no qualification. And as we see from Krishna's super mercy Leela, Putana's only qualification was that she approached Krishna. So imagine, when Putana approaches Krishna, she gets so much mercy. For Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we don't even have to have any qualification. Just we take his darshan and we become confidential devotee of Krishna. So we see justice is based on law, justice based on qualification, but mercy is completely causeless. Mercy is completely causeless, and when that mercy happens to be spiritual, then it is completely attractive. And that's why Krishna, even though he is completely all attractive, but he comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and gives us mercy to people who are not even qualified. So it is, that's why described, we heard on Saturday that what does Chaitanya Mahaprabhu do? He comes and resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he comes and sits in the innermost chambers of our heart. Now Mahaprabhu has appeared today. Very wonderful description. We will discuss that in the evening at the Hare Krishna temple in Burbank. Just one side angle I want to show you, where Lochan Das Thakur, when he was only 17 years old, he was inspired to write Chaitanya Mangal. And when he was writing Chaitanya Mangal, he knew that already Chaitanya Charitamrita is there. So, he wanted to expand on some of the pastimes which are not given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So he gives the main reason why Lord Chaitanya appeared, and that reason is connected with Krishna's pastimes in Dwarka. Some of us might know this pastime, but it's nice to repeat this pastime. Now, some devotees who are new to this movement, including all of us, Krishna, when he was in Dwarka, he had many wives, and his principal queens were Rukmini, Satyabhama, Jambavati, Nagnajiti, Kalindi, Lakshmana, Mitravinda, and Bhadra. So these were Krishna's 8 principal queens, like how Srimati Radharani has 8 principal gopis in Vrindavan. So once Krishna went to Rukmini's palace, and as usual, for them it's usual. Even though Rukmini is the queen, she's not behaving like a queen. She's behaving like a maid servant of Krishna. So as we know, Mother Yashoda, even though there are many maid servants in her palace in Vrindavan, she does the milking of the cows, she does the making of the yogurt, churning of the yogurt into butter, everything herself for Krishna. And here Rukmini also does the same thing. She engages in menial work. She, sweeps the floor, she mops the floor, she personally makes garlands, to beautify the palace. She'll personally make sure that the palace, the room especially, is very, very well decorated. When Krishna comes, he is received as a nice guest, with bathing of the lotus feet of Krishna, offering of flower garland, offering of sandalwood paste, etc. So many, activities are done by Mother Rukmini herself to welcome Krishna. And this is what Nectar of Devotion Prabhupada says, that when a dignified person comes, we should welcome them like someone who, like how Rukmini is welcoming Lord Krishna. And then Krishna is intrigued to see that Rukmini is weeping, she's crying, she's sobbing uncontrollably. And Krishna is thinking, I have come here. Everything is so nice. This is a time to be very joyful. Why are you crying? Why are you weeping? But Rukmini is leaving, Rukmini is crying because she also knows that Krishna will leave very soon. Krishna will leave very soon. And as we know, there are 4 types of separation. And as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expresses, as Krishna himself expresses, as Prabhupada expresses, that for us, the highest form of love is love in separation, association in separation. And when Rukmini Devi, she's thinking that Krishna will leave her very soon, and then she starts crying. And then this is the 3rd type of separation, what is experienced by the devotees, especially Srimati Radharani and the queens of Vrindavan. So four types of spiritual separation, four types of vipralamba. The first one is purvarag, where purvarag means the affection or the separation before the meeting. Before the meeting happens, the queens of Dwaraka, the gopis of Vrindavan, and Srimati Radharani especially, she is also feeling that separation very much. When will Krishna come? When will Krishna come? Will Krishna come or not? So they are feeling separation from their utmost object of attachment. The second one is when they are feeling that Krishna is not going to come, and then they become transcendently angry. That is the separation of man. Man means Radharani. You see, there are many man pastimes where Srimati Radharani is angry. The third one is a pravasa. Pravasa where they are in two separate places, two different places, and they are both thinking intensely of each other. And the fourth one is prema vaichitya. Prema vaichitya means this is the separation which Rukmini is thinking that Krishna is now with me, but he's going to leave. And then Rukmini cannot stop crying. And Krishna, when he knows that Rukmini is afraid of me going, and then Krishna says, but why? I'm already here. And then Rukmini says, you will not understand. And Krishna suddenly stops and thinks, says, there's nothing which I don't understand. I understand everything. But Rukmini says that, no, you will not understand. Krishna again thinks, what? And then Krishna realizes that, yes, the love which the devotees feel for me, I will never understand. But Krishna decides that I want to come as a devotee and taste the feeling, the emotions, the intensity of the separation which the devotees are feeling from me. I want to taste that. And then he decides to come as Lord Chaitanya, as the devotee in the mood of Srimati Radharani, in the height of her separation, in the height of her Vipralamba Bhav. And mind you, my dear devotees, Srimati Radharani is warning Krishna. Srimati Radharani is warning Krishna that please don't do that. Please don't do that. You can do everything else, but you cannot understand the emotions of a devotee like us at the height of their affection. And even if you can understand this feeling, even if you can experience this feeling, you will not be able to contain these feelings. And that's why we see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when he's in Jagannath Puri, in the second chapter of Madhya Leela, it is very amazing how, Prabhupada has given us the most intimate, the most esoteric pastimes of the highest form of love in separation in Vrindavan between Radha and Krishna in the second chapter of Madhya Leela, where Gauranga Mahaprabhu, in the height of his separation, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, he's experiencing so much emotion, so much pain of separation. This evening also we will see that this is the problem for the Lord. Dhanudhar Swami writes very nicely, which we're going to see in the evening. I've repeated this many, many times. God's problem. Apparently we all have a problem. Do you think God has a problem? No, God doesn't have a problem. But in the height of separation of Vipram Bhav, even the Lord has a problem. So the Lord comes here as a devotee, and then he teaches us as a devotee how to perform bhakti. Krishnadas Kaviraj very mercifully in Chaitanya Charitamrita, he writes wonderful pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. My spiritual master, His Holiness Indradumna Swami, says that any of the names written in these scriptures are actually purifying. In Bhagavatam, we see so many names coming, right? There's Sukadeva Goswami, there's Narad Muni, there's Vyasadeva. There are so many names coming. And just when we chant the names of these devotees also, we get purified. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, So many names of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's associates are given. So many names are given that if we just try to understand and experience the mood of these devotees, we will be purified. Even if we take the names of these devotees, we will be purified. And as we know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came as a devotee. He came to show us how to do devotional service in this day and age of Kali Yuga, just by Harinam Sankirtan. So devotees go all around the world distributing books, distributing holy name, distributing prasadam. Yesterday we had a very nice festival of Harinam at Mount Gravatt markets. It was drizzling a little bit, and the market people were very happy that we were there. People were smiling, they were waving at us, they were taking videos. And I was praying to Mahaprabhu that, Mahaprabhu, please be happy with what we are doing, even though these are baby steps what we're taking, but please be pleased with what we are doing. Mahaprabhu didn't, he of course, gave us a lot of instructions, but the most wonderful instructions as we recite daily are the verses of Shikshashtakam. And like nectar of instruction, the instruction which is given us in Shikshashtakam also, these 8 verses take us from the most basic, basic levels of existence to the most advanced level of existence, where Srimati Radharani sings, what is the last verse of Shikshashtakam? I recite this every day and I have forgotten this now.
Is it Ashlishti? Hare Krishna Prabhu?
Yes, Ashlishti Padam. Yes. Can you recite that, Mataji?
Ashlishti Adishlimapadratam Pinashtamam Dharmahatam Karotava Yata Tata Va Vidudatu Lampatu Mat Pratashtu Naeva Napara.
This is the mood of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Whatever, whether you give me a loving embrace or make me broken hearted by not being in front of me, you are my worshipful Lord unconditionally. This is the teachings of Mahaprabhu. Now, as we know that Madhurena Samapayet, everything has to end with a sweet. So we just bask in the glory of mercy of Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even though we are all unqualified, no qualification we have. But Krishna is so kind that he comes as Mahaprabhu. And Mahaprabhu is so kind that he empowers Srila Prabhupada to give us vast amount of literature, vast amount of pastimes that we can enjoy all the 12 humors, the 5 primary and the 7 secondary humors in all these pastimes, and take pleasure in our practice of Krishna consciousness. So 2 minutes left. I was told last night to give this class, and I didn't know what I was going to speak. So I have the quota of what I was going to speak has finished. So please forgive me. I'm going to, if there are no questions or comments, we have to finish early. So if there are any questions or comments or reflections, please unmute and share with everyone.
Yes, Prabhuji, one quick question. Thank you so much for the nice class, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, people coming from Indian background have hard time accepting this, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord. So, can you give your experience on how, you were able to be convinced of this fact?
I'm a Gujarati, so anything which comes easily, I just take it, Prabhu. So, when we studied Bhagavad Gita, and right now we are studying Bhagavad Gita with one new group from the center, and even the introduction is very technical. So when someone says just chant Hare Krishna and your life will be perfect, I was thinking as a Gujarati, there's no cost. Doesn't take any time. You can do it at any time, and that gives the ultimate benefit. So why not take it? But on a serious note, it takes time. It takes time to understand. It takes time to accept. And fortunately for us here, we have the deities of Shri Gaura who are very merciful. So when we do our bit, of doing sadhana, don't we think that Gaura Nitai, being so merciful too, will do their bit? Of course they're going to do their bit. So when we do, when we chant Hare Krishna, when we associate with devotees, when we chant and dance in Kirtan, when we take prasadam together, it's such a joyful thing to do. As Prabhupada says, what is the difficulty? And slowly, 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 when our heart gets melted, heart gets purified, it becomes very easy to understand that Krishna is merciful, but Mahaprabhu is more merciful. And I can tell you one thing, I have been here for 28 years, and in my life I've weathered a lot of storms, both materially and spiritually. But somehow or other, sticking to the basics has helped me to withstand all these storms. As Keshav Maharaj says, all these life quakes, we can easily withstand them when we just stick to the basics of ABCD: association, books, chanting, and diet of prasadam. Does it help, Prabhu?
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Sorry, that's just my 2 cents worth, nothing spectacular. But in Krishna consciousness, we don't have to be spectacular. If we just maintain, as Madhvacharya says, he doesn't judge anyone by what they do one day, but he judges from what they do every day. So if we just do every day our little sadhana, every drop of water will wear away the stone. So our stone-like heart will be melted with the drop of sadhana every day. So it's 2 minutes past 7. Please forgive me for going overboard. We'll see you at the center at 5:30. We are having a wonderful program. Devotees have put in a lot of effort, and at the Hare Krishna Temple, Burbank, hope to see you, get your association at 5:30 in the evening. And as you know, today is appearance day of Mahaprabhu, so public holiday today. No school, no holiday, no college, no office, nothing today. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Most merciful incarnation, Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Most auspicious Gaur Purnima ki jai. Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
It's great.
Thank you,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Big old
ये एक मिस हो गया.